Can I ask one thing quick? How did you find me? I think, Stephanie, I think we've had readings before, haven't we?
Oh, he's had many readings. Actually, a friend of mine had a reading with you. This was probably about 10 plus years ago. And she was a huge skeptic, and she was referred to by a friend of hers who saw you. And she had told me what you had read and what you had said. And she's like, I totally have no idea other than this guy is a psychic medium because he knew things that only I would know. And unfortunately, her father did pass away from suicide, and the only people that knew he had a suicide note was her and her brother and the police, and you knew it, and not like her mother. Nobody knew anything, and it was, yeah, I had chills. So I was like, you know what, let me call, because my dad had passed away about 3 years prior, and it weighed heavily on me. And I swear, after the first reading, it was just like a huge weight was lifted. I felt at peace, and I felt like everything that had transpired kind of went the way it was supposed to. And yeah, I've had many readings with you over the last 10 plus years.
That is fantastic. Wow. So you came to
Yeah,
me probably, I don't remember this, I'm just guessing 13, 14 years ago, would you say?
I would say about that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So,
really that's really a great description of what we hope the work does for people,
Hmm.
right? Is when something's weight is to uplift, is to take the weight off and to see it as a healing in a
Yeah.
sense.
Well, it was life changing for me. It definitely was. And I remember when my puppy passed away, she was like my firstborn before I had kids. I was devastated. So I had a reading with Bro, and I felt just like relieved afterwards because I was so upset and just beside myself. Um, but yeah, the things that Bro has told me over the years, nobody would know. And I did record the readings, and when I go back and listen to it again, I'm like, oh my God, that makes sense. And he was totally on the ball with everything. Yeah, crazy.
Amazing.
thank you
You're
so. Wow,
amazing,
my
bro.
God, my ego. It's like, is it fitting on the screen?
Yes,
So,
it's true.
out of curiosity, because lately, Stephanie, I've been, talking to some clients about maybe doing some testimonials. By the way, your video testimonial here was fantastic. So that'll be used specifically because Suzanne said, moreover than the details of the reading, like how did it impact them? How did it make them
Yeah,
feel? And here you are, without us even having
yeah,
to prompt you, you just explained that
Perfect.
perfectly.
yeah.
Were there any, because going back to your first reading ever,
Hmm.
it's a whole hour in person. And was it in person,
Hmm.
by the way?
It wasn't. It was over the phone.
Oh, you're one of my phone calls from the early days.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah.
So, was there what stands out to you? Like, if there's one or two things that really were
Yeah,
whoa, like what
yeah.
hit you?
So the first thing you had said was that my father-in-law, who passed away, and I had never met. He passed away when my husband was young. He was holding two babies, and this was before we even got married, before we had planned on having kids. And sure enough, I had twins. I had twin girls.
Oh,
I never would have thought, because we didn't even know twins ran in the family. We were the first of like many generations to come that had twins. Also, you had mentioned we were living in North York at the time. You had mentioned we would be moving to Innisfil in about 3, 4 years, and that my brother would be moving to somewhere kind of near Orangeville with a um, glass door in the front. Sure enough, he bought my mom's house that's in Bolton, not far from Orangeville. Glass front door, the whole stained glass,
wow.
and we moved to Innisfil, which was never in the cards. It just happened. It was so weird. And actually, my last reading with you over the phone a few months ago, you said we were going to be moving before Christmas. Our closing date for our house first was September 1st, then it moved to October 1st, and then it moved to November 1st. So you were right. I like it was just crazy. Yeah.
See, the universe had to conspire to make me correct. That's what it is, because I've
Yeah.
got a lot of friends upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great,
Yeah.
Stephanie. Thank you so much for your validation and your call.
Yeah.